Hello everybody and welcome back to another stream where today we are playing From the Depths again. Now today we are working on my new faction. So we are playing this game. And we're just working on my new faction today. Mainly because I need to get some new vehicles and I want to have a new faction. So we're kind of going a little bit off rip here, if that makes any sense. Because next week I'm going to be restarting my Barons run yet again, but this time with more shit in it. So I am just gonna actually make sure I have all the shit open on my phone. Because I know that people are gonna probably talk in the YouTubeism. I'm actually gonna have my chat popped out a little bit. Why can I not extend the there we go. Now I can extend my chat. So yeah, we are back with this game. I do apologize for the quality, but I just need to see everything is working by a bit, just by a little bit, you know. And I am very tiny at the bottom of the screen when I'm looking down. Yeah, damn. So yeah, no, we're gonna hop in and we're just gonna make some vehicles today. So yeah, we're working on new vehicles. We're looking at the new and improved vehicles. Because I have been working on a new faction called the Knights Legion. It's a ground faction only right now. But they have a unique color scheme and vehicles. Starting off, we'll start off with this vehicle here, the Oscar Log.
Listening.
This is an armored car. It does have a weakness called, if you shoot it in the right place, the AI will get yeeted out of existence. If that makes any sense. Shoot this thing in the right place, and it just dies. In terms of weapon systems, 2 120mm cannons. Halfway decent for ground. Not really much decent for anything else, unfortunately. So, yeah. We have that as one of the vehicles. Now, a lot of them are following a similar design principle to some of my later things. Here's the Delinquent. It's the same turret, but it's on this thing. This hull is one you will see a lot. This one actually is basically just a block of metal and sadness. The next vehicle... Ooh, the Scorpion. Yep, the Scorpion. Has the same hull as that, but instead it has some small little cruise missiles here and some short-range intercept, well, some short-range missiles in general on that. That's the Scorpion. Now you'd think, you know, it is a good solid vehicle, but the Stinger is a bit better. Now, besides the obvious goofiness of its turret, and I did have a different color scheme on these guys, but I went with this one here instead because I found it to be better. Right? This thing has 2 large missiles. Sure, they are exposed, but it does have 2 large missiles, and they are kind of based. I'm like rapidly hot swapping between my phone shit. Anyway, next thing on the list, I believe. What the fuck? I believe the next thing on the list is the Archer variant. This thing essentially has just 2 small series of 38 rotating cannons, and it fires really fast, just designed to be an annoyance essentially that can take a dozen or so hits. And then I think the next one is the Jouster. Yeah, the Jouster. This thing has 48mm cannons and a 54mm cannon, an odd number of guns, but this thing is simply there to be kind of like the middle ground between this one, the Archer, and just the regular Delinquent. The Statesman version, it is single-gunned, so single cannon in the middle, and it has a 137mm gun that fires really quick. That's like the be-all, end-all version of the Delinquent series of vehicles. Because now we're on to the fun. And hello to everybody in all of my chats. Unfortunately, I cannot read every chat right now, but I am trying my best to. The Stanler. Again, just another vehicle to be an annoyance for people to fuck with. 54mm guns on either side of the turret. Fires really quick. And can be annoying to fuck with sometimes because it's a giant block of heavy armor. And then the twin gun version, it has bigger guns, so it packs more of a punch. They do not spin. I kind of like the idea of like a General Grievous looking at weapon. And these things are also pretty quick firing as well. The Needler. It might look weird, but it is the same thing as the Stanler Hall. This thing has big, small missiles that are basically just long-range cruise missiles, and then medium-range cruise missiles in the form of 1 medium missile. This thing has 10 missiles in total. It's a very, very halfway decent vehicle. There's also the Hedgehog and Hedgehog Defense variant. This is just the Hedgehog. You might be looking at this thing like, what the fuck am I looking at? Don't worry, I'll explain it. 9 missiles. 9 mixed short-range missiles. That's what you're looking at there. And then on the defense one, I have like a tiny little fucking defense cannon on the top of it. That is turreted and everything. And then the newest edition that I made earlier today, the Runtlet. So this is currently what this faction has for vehicles. All in all, halfway decent vehicles. Allow me just to show them off by putting them against a Desert Boa. Now, these things do put out a lot of damage, and they, yeah. I honestly think they could take out a lot of things. Especially because, like, they're all pretty quick, they're all pretty maneuverable. The whole 10 yards, you know? We got the entire 10 yards and then some here. Just fucking hot swapping between things, and thank you very much for joining everything, you know? We got all the fun going on here. Oh, the Wi-Fi card is doing great. Just the sheer amount of bullshit I've built is now causing other funny time things to happen. But, yeah, we have some very nice new vehicles, only. There's some very nice new vehicles. A little bit. So yeah, that is those things. Now, we are building more for this faction, because I want to kind of get more done for them. So, like, they need, like, a light armored car that suits kind of, like, what they're about. You know what I mean? I think, yeah. This is the frame that I'm gonna go with. Because I'm gonna put a wheel in the middle, and then 2 wheels kind of like on the outside back here. That's a drive wheel. Turn wheel. Oh, okay, I have that problem now. Alright, not a big deal. I can just go like that. The CPU itself is not old only. It's only like 4 years old, which isn't very old yet. And let me just go like that, because now I should, yeah, okay, now we can do this. And then if I do this, and land, and I go drive wheels. Right, that. Oh yeah, no, this is, I'm on an AMD, Lonely. I'm using an AMD. So if I go with, like, this. Ah, fuck. Maybe that, and then, like, kind of just pop that up to the very end of it, like this. Yes, I like that a lot. Yeah, I like that look a lot. I don't even know why, but I like it. I like it. Don't know what it is with me and stupidly weird designs, but I like stupidly weird designs sometimes. You know what I mean? Alright, now we get to make everything inside this tiny little fucking area here. Let's see if it actually fucking is stabilized. She's a bit on the nose. But if I drop it down to 0.5 all around on the back wheels, it definitely is more stable. Now time just for a basic fucking AI that's just gonna be an AI. Like, all that's gonna serve its purpose for. And then I can just do this. Perfect. The AI is very much useless, but it's there. So this is the room we have to play with, and I can work with this. It doesn't really need a lot of power, so I can kind of put a basic ass fucking one sill carbureted engine in it. And I can then just drop in some of this, and I can then put that in with that. Alright, basic thing done. Wahoo-ya, it's basic.
Listening.
And just to give this vehicle a bit more color, there we go. And I'll add some wheel shielding, I guess you can call it, as well. Well, or just a built-out kind of like side armor type of dealio. Basically, cool is what I'm saying. We're going with the cool factor. Now it's wider, which is what I like. I like it when it's a bit wider. And then for my little wheel kind of protecty bits, maybe just these. Yeah, just those. Nice. I think I'm gonna give this vehicle kind of a, Oh, yes, I know what I'm gonna do. Make a small fucking missile. This is gonna be like just a small little missile bitch. Like this. That. Like that. There we go. And then I want is that the length? 4. Right, okay. Yeah. Oh, why are you doing that? Game, I didn't want you to do that. This is why we can never have good things. Anyway. This, boom, boom, and then I can come back up and kind of just cap this area off, so it looks all nice and whatever. Actually, no, I fucked that up. I gotta put a block in a little. There we go. Kaboom. Kabam. It might only fire one missile, but I'm gonna make this missile as good as I can make it. Alright, it's explosive ensign, which is what I like on it. Very nice. Alright. This is now the Goblin. It only costs 13,000 materials, 1 medium missile. Nothing crazy, honestly. So let's just spawn in that. She handles like a fucking Reliant Robin. POV, your tank handles like a fucking Reliant Robin. POV, the tank is just the Reliant Robin with a fucking gun. But as you just saw, it can take hits. It's also very funny. It's a very funny little vehicle. Maybe I give the back wheels fucking tank turning or something, honestly. Just to fucking help it be able to fucking turn. My god, it cannot turn to save its own fucking life. Damn. That really did not solve the problem. Wait, I might have a solution. And that is to make this wheel 0.5, turning angle of 15. Let's see if that fixed the problem. It fixed the problem. So now we have the goblin. You know,
Listening.
tank.
Standing by.
You could just
On my
go
way.
over there. I want to see its top speed. Hello. I'm just here playing the game, as we do. This is the Goblin. It's a great little vehicle of fun. It's a great little vehicle of fun. 43 meters a second for the Goblin. That's not bad. Alright, we start the designer because we're going to make another small thing. And by small, I mean this is our size limit right here. We cannot go bigger in length than this. If I do that, and if I go land and do dry wheels here and here, and then a turning wheel at the front. And then I can just do the same idea to the back there. Perfect, there we go. Now I can kind of work on the top bit. So what I'm going to do actually right now is just kind of put everything in, right? Save a tiny bit of space for the engine. I'm gonna go with a front-mounted engine design. Just something small, nothing big and crazy. Yeah, I will, no worries. I'm fucking with an engine design. Or an engine layout, whatever you want to call this shit. Let's go to the exhaust. Because, yeah, what I might do is... Never mind. Alright, and now for the material storage shit. Literally just gonna do that. And that. That is the material mixed storage of this vehicle. Or do I risk it and not have anything up there? Yeah, we're gonna risk it for the biscuit on this. Alright. That is our next vehicle. I don't know what we're gonna call this thing yet, but I'm thinking we're gonna make it into... Okay, I just need to get that. Boom, boom. Like this. And just give it a short range and medium missile. Is what I'm thinking here. And then I can kind of just do this. right? Because now what I can do is do this, save. There we go. Now you might be wondering, Juno, why the fuck did you just delete it out the thing? Now, there's a reason for that. Subjaunts. The thing. Because now I can tell it to actually rotate to the angle I want it to be at. Which I'm going to put at... 35 degrees, I'm thinking. And this will have to probably go to negative 35 to go up. Yes, it does. And so I can give it more wheel clearance. We're going to go to 0.5. Copy to all wheel.
Listening. Listening. Form up and fly with fleet.
I shall save this thing. Hello. I'm gonna say this thing is the punch. Punchy or something like that. Punchy, punchy, punchy. Punchy something. Ooh. Why not Faust for fist in German? Like that, I think. And this thing should be relatively cheap to exist. Now it is slow firing missiles. Bless me. There we go. So now if I just spawn in... We'll spawn in this, because why the fuck not?
Taking control. Listening.
Be a good test of the endurance for this thing. 37 meters a second is not bad. Might clip the ground a couple of times from what I can tell. There's the damage. So yeah, this thing will definitely be good. It's already pretty decent, like... Yeah, I'll check the message, motherfucker. Right, let's see the thing. Yeah, I see that, no worries. So yeah, with that thing as one of our new additions. We have the smaller guys at least made for this force, although I do want to make it like a small... Oh my god, tiny armored car time, yes. And this is the fucking length we're limited to. Then I should be able to just do that. Like that. Land. Alright, and then I can just do that. Didn't want that. I want to get rid of that. Now I can go to the missile part, ident the friend and foe, small launcher, that, and that. Ah, I got it. Fun for you. Yes, I shall pet the cat.
Listening.
Come here, you goober. There you go. There you go. Yeah, you are looking at me like you want the pet. Alrighty then. So yeah, this, I'm gonna just give it some interesting little colorizations. Like, so. Very nice. And what should I... Okay, what do I say this as? Oh, I know. Block. Block. 5,000 materials for a small block with small missiles. You know, let's just do the funny and give it like a huge set of driving wheels. Like that. I know that's more expensive probably, but it is very the funny. Block. That one up to 7,000. Oh. Okay, maybe not these big wheels, maybe like... those... Tank. Tank. Yeah, it's basically a fucking tractor. It goes about as fast as one anyway. And now it's 6,000 materials of just metal block. And I actually know how I can make it better. Well, better is an objective word, more like goofier. There we go. Now she has the power. And she did not even increase in cost whatsoever, and has more storage now too. It's the Bliat tractor. And it's popping a wheelie. Can I get a ooh for the wheelie? Let's just send in a Sand Viper. It wants to wheelie. It wheelie wants to wheelie. And not to mention, it just took a direct hit and did not care. Ah, there it goes. There goes the entire internals. Noish. But no, I want to see actually if I can get the goblin. This little thing against the sea viper. Nice. Missile is out. Fuck, that's a lot of damage off that thing already. Not to mention, this thing does give itself a lot of time to just get its shit back. Nice. I kind of want to get people's opinion who play this game a lot to like see what they think of this game, like this vehicle. You know what I mean? Well, not just this one, but like a lot of my vehicles, I think, because a lot of them are kind of mid-tier vehicles, but even then, I am learning. I mean, we have the Goblin now, which is the fucking funniest thing ever, with the Faust and the Runtlet. Let's spawn in the Runtlet as well. See how a Goblin and a Runtlet will do against an enemy. Now, you might notice that different vehicles in this thing have different colors. That's because they're part of the same unit. So the way that I kind of have the Night Legion working right now is there's different... So internally, there's different groups that control different types of vehicles that you will encounter. For example, the light attack group, which is mainly consisting of Runtlet and Goblins and all that. That's like the first few vehicles you'll see like that are mandatory, kind of like spawning things. So if I just spawn in everything again, so they have like a few different cavalry type of divisions and shit. So like for example, you'll see like all the delinquents and shit. They have the exact same fucking color scheme. They all belong to the same unit in this faction, right? That's like kind of like the lore behind it is. All the versions of the delinquents belong to the same main battle faction. As does the Statesman, which is just an upgraded version of that. For example, the Steinler and the Steinler Twin and the Needler and Hedgehog all belong to the same micro group inside of this thing. As does the Hedgehog Defense, but that's like a personal vehicle. And then the Runtlet Goblin. The Runtlet and Goblin belong to a light attack group, which, you know, you can see by like how they kind of like look and shit. They have similar like colors and shit. Whereas the Faust, which is this, and the Block, the thing we just made, have red and blue. Each one of these is in the same overarching faction, but, and I'm going to do this the best way I can to show you,
Listening.
by grouping them all together into their respective type of fleets, I guess you can call them that.
Moving out. Listening.
But basically it's
Listening.
like
Listening. Moving out.
those
Listening.
Yes, rolling into on my way.
Listening. Form up and fly with fleet. Listening. Form up and fly with fleet.
kind of like this.
Listening.
Alright? Like, that's kind of how it looks. In terms of who controls what. So, like, you have your MVP part over here. Which is very much kind of, like, explainable. Then you have kind of, like, your mixed, like, light slash medium vehicles. Like, they're a bit of both. Right? As you can kind of see based on all these designs, they're kind of just all the same hull with different colorings and shit.
Listening. Listening.
Then you have your light attack force, which is just these two. And then you got these ones over here, which is your armored car force. Which I didn't spawn it in, but I will now because I reminded myself to. This is also part of that armored car force.
Listening. Taking control.
This is kind of how I broke the faction down, and these are definitely all the vehicles I'm going to probably use for this faction. Like, not all of them, but like the starting ones. Like, we have 4 different MBTs, 5 different mixed vehicles, 2 light, and 3 armored cars. So all in all, that's 5, 9, 11, 9. Then we add in the 3, so that's 12, 13 vehicles total so far for this faction. So yeah, that's kind of like how it's going to be. But anyway, that is the build stream for the day today.